So check this out. So I'm playing 2K earlier, just chilling, vibing on my own time. Look on Instagram, I see I got some DMs from people talking about Ace made a list about influential Vegas vloggers. They told me I was on the list, one of my thoughts. So I was like, I didn't know what they was talking about. So I came over here, checked the video out just because I wanted to see where I was. Before we get started any further though, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TVP Reacts, watching the world we live in. Now, y'all already know this, my second channel. I do this just to see what's going on in the world. So y'all know I don't fake none of my reactions. I watched this video earlier, but when I first watched this video, I just wanted to watch it to see where I was and see what was said about me, to be honest. Because y'all already know when I started doing Vegas YouTube, or started doing, my YouTube channel for Vegas, it was to market my business. That's why the room tours is up there. That's why y'all see my website. But the more I've done it, I loved Vegas on top of trying to do business. So that kind of helped me expand into doing other things that I do now. But just the fact that somebody had made a list of influential Vegas vloggers and they had me on that list, I didn't care if it was 100 and I was ranked 100. The principle that I inspired somebody to do YouTube and to, get in this niche, that's dope in itself. So I'm appreciated. I'm appreciative and honored just to even be on this list. But we're going to check it out because, I didn't start Vegas because of other people. I started trying to do marketing and then I came across other people. So some of the people on this list I'm going to talk to y'all about because I'm not going to make no influential list. I just speak on what I seen. But this is dope, to be honest. So let's go ahead and get into the video. And like I said, yes, I've seen the video already, but I was just watching it for me. So I'm actually going to watch this and we'll talk about some of these people on the list.
Oh, gosh, so many Vegas vloggers to watch here. I don't know how Vegas Visual does this every week.
Is the Ace of Vegas, the Ace of Vegas.
Before we get started, I just wanted to give a special shout out to our Patreon members that help keep us independent and growing. More on that later.
Hey there, Spinners and Sharks, Ace of Vegas here, and I hope you're doing well. So it's been quite a journey for us these last almost 4 years here on YouTube. We've been through giant casinos.
Damn, it's been 4 years, Ace? God, man, time be flying by. I ain't know it's been 4 years. That's crazy.
No lawsuits, official YouTube partnerships, COPA regulations, grand openings of casinos, and even the grand closing of Las Vegas itself, among a couple other mergers and little things like that. But I'm definitely not the first or only Vegas vlogger to start covering these sorts of things. Granted, I have something of a pull around the My Vegas content, but other than that, there's a whole multitude of other players in the game, and quite a few of those players have actually inspired me to go even further than what I wanted to do initially with the channel. So now I want to share with you guys the top 11 Vegas vloggers that inspired Ace of Vegas to be the channel it is today. Why top 11? Because as you know, I like to go
even further beyond!
So here are the rules for this list over here. These are all going to be vloggers I started watching before Ace of Vegas became a channel. So while there are plenty of other inspiring content creators out there.
That's fair. Like I said, I can't believe it's been 4 years. I think, I just hit my 5-year anniversary, but I started filming for YouTube in 2015, but I was too afraid to post until 2016. So let that be some inspiration for all of y'all who thinking about starting to do YouTube. It took me almost a year just to upload my first video when I had filmed it, almost a year, I'll say about 8-9 months prior. Let that be some inspiration. You just got to go out here and do it. When you're afraid of something, you're going to be afraid until you actually do it. You can't fail if you don't try.
There, you may not see him on the list. And it's not that I don't love Hagen 2 Cent, or Las Vegas and Beyond, or Vegas Tips and Tricks, or Matt Bridger, or Not Leaving Las Vegas, or Chubby in a Way, or a multitude of other.
Look at this. When I be telling y'all the Vegas community is insanely huge, look at these is people who started after Ace. And that's crazy that we've been doing Vegas this long, that so many different people got channels. That's why when y'all be like, have you heard of such and such vlogger and such vlogger? I'd be like, nah. Do y'all see how many people? And this is just like a little pinch of the surface of how many actual Vegas vloggers it is. But that's crazy how much it's grown over the years.
Channels I could list for hours. It's just that I discovered these channels and creators first, and they've really shaped the way I've created the vlogs and the type of content that I like to do. So without further ado, here are my top 11 most influential Las Vegas vloggers.
Top 11, let's get it.
Yellow Productions. Chris and Topher have been on YouTube for well over a decade now. While Chris is more of a general travel vlogger, his videos in Las Vegas were videos that got me started with him.
See, all right, now, first of all, shout out to Yellow Productions. I know who Yellow Production is. I've seen him all around YouTube over the years too. That was the one thing, and this is no knock to him or nobody else, but this is just a general question for me. Like, I never really understood what you have to do to be considered an actual Vegas vlogger. Because I know he do videos everywhere. He got all kinds of videos all over the place. Yellow Productions, huge channel. But I always wonder that. I'm like, are you falling in the Vegas vlogger niche because you make Vegas videos, or does it have to be the predominant amount of your channel? Like, that was one thing I never understood. Not that I necessarily care, but to his point, it's like when people make videos about all kinds of things, and then Vegas just happens to be videos that they make, or they make videos about Vegas, does that consider them a Vegas vlogger? Like, that general rule, I've always wondered what people's definition of a Vegas vlogger is. Like, how many videos or what percentage of your channel has to be Vegas videos?
It was his top 7 free Las Vegas shows that did it, but my favorite is his top 5 worst Las Vegas hotels on the strip. He's so influential that I've actually subconsciously adopted not only yellow as the primary color in my thumbnails, but apparently the same font too.
I always wonder what made you do that yellow font in your thumbnail. That makes perfect sense, actually. So, learn something. I always wondered that.
Charming and comfortable in front of the camera, so Chris is a great channel to watch if you're not already subscribed. He's relatively family friendly too, so that's a boon, and he offers other travel destinations that aren't Vegas. So Yellow Productions slides in at number 11.
Shout out Yellow Production.
I've long said that Vegas eats are an essential thing, and that's what All You Can Vegas focuses on. Hosted by Vegas locals Derek and Catherine, All You Can Vegas is described.
We not gonna forget about that Venetian reenactment you did. That was funny as hell. That shit was hilarious. I came across them after I started doing YouTube. I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 years after I've been doing YouTube, Vegas, making videos and stuff on YouTube. I came across their channel and made good content. Shout out to All You Can Vegas.
Is exploring the world's best food, restaurants, and all-you-can-eat buffets. Price points be damned, they'll check out any eatery on or off the strip. They review the food fairly and honestly and try to get as much of the menu as possible for a fair assessment, which is something I really appreciate. Over the last 5 years, they've managed to publish over 300 great videos about food in one of the greatest food cities of all time. And reviewing restaurants is partially what inspired me to start recording my comp restaurant reviews, as well as the paid ones, dishing out a 10th place spot on my list of influences.
Shout out All You Can Vegas.
Living in Las Vegas. Erica, Craig, and little Colin, well, he's not so little anymore I suppose, have been in the Vegas vlogging game exclusively for about a decade. And while they weren't—
Listen, Living in Las Vegas and Jacob were the first 2 Vegas channels when I started making videos that I saw. And honestly, a lot of y'all ask me why I don't do hotel walkthroughs. I saw them doing a hotel walkthrough video like some years ago, and I had thought about trying to do it, but then I got heckled by security, and I was like, I'm cool on that. They have no problem. They got plenty of them, so I don't know how they do it, but they definitely been around forever. I think they were the second channel. Jacob was first, and then I saw their channel second. And they recommended.
Was focused on the touristy stuff.
They OGs in the Vegas.
They've become an amazing resource for tourists looking to come to Vegas and plan a good time with their families. I think the tour of the Riviera they did way back in 2016 is what attracted me to the channel in the first place.
Riviera? God, you know that's throwback. Y'all don't know about Riviera. Old
and
school.
I've been watching ever since. I vaguely remember hearing that this was originally supposed to be a real estate channel, and you can tell on the name, but I think it's much stronger as a Vegas vlog channel.
Agreed.
Happily leaving this 3-piece ensemble to number 9.
That's what's up.
Walter's World. Mark is a favorite of mine, partially
I don't know who this is. I don't know. I don't know what channel this is.
on the merit that he's a college professor. I, of course, have a soft spot for teachers. But what I really like about Walter's World is the formatting of the videos. They're straightforward and informative. The first one of Mark's videos that I did see was a series about Las Vegas called The Top 10 Things in Las Vegas That Will Shock You. Despite a somewhat provocative name in that video specifically, those were still some pretty surprising points, and I've watched the whole series several times. Mark doesn't have much Vegas content, but the playlist he does have is pretty great, leaving Walter on World 8 in the solar system of influential Vegas.
Okay. Well, if you don't have
vloggers.
Okay. If you don't got much, that might be. That's what's up.
Richard Wilk. Okay, this one's a little bit of a cheat, but hear me out.
Hey, listen, Richard, I got to meet Richard one of these days. I supposed to met him last year when they had the big Vegas vlogger meetup, 4th of July weekend last year. I supposed to have met Richard. By the time I got downtown, I think he was already gone. Richard seemed like one of the coolest people around in the Vegas sphere, for real. Shout out to Richard Wilk.
Now, Richard's relatively new to the Vegas YouTube game, but what he's put out has been pretty cool. And not just on YouTube. Richard's actually been in the Vegas vlogging game for decades, and he's been on screen long before YouTube was even an app. Louis Theroux, Pawn Stars, and my personal favorite, The Casino, where I initially discovered him.
That's the only reason I would let that fly. Because I was about to say, he just hopped on YouTube within the last couple of years, but I guess there's exceptions. You know, they always say there's exceptions to the rule. This would definitely be the exception to the rule.
Richard's got the style and charisma that really influenced how I dress on camera. So if you're looking for a great guy to take you behind the scenes of the industry, then there's plenty of what he does on YouTube for you to enjoy. And for that, Wilk takes the 007 spot on the list.
That's what's up. Shout out Richard Wilk.
The Living in Las Vegas Video Podcast, the signature live stream of the Vegas Video Network, the Not Leaving Las Vegas Video Podcast.
All right, maybe I should be ashamed or embarrassed. I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the comments. I never heard of this podcast. I've never heard of this podcast at all.
One of two major influences on how I formatted the #Vegas podcast.
Never heard of it.
The other being a local morning show here in Denver, but we'll discuss that another time. Anyway, I've spent several lunch hours and parts of my commute listening in on Scott and Wayne's adventures. I remember the first episode I watched was an older one featuring the late great Brett Grant. Then I was hooked from there. They hit favorite spots and covered both tourist and local aspects of Vegas culture. The segment hasn't been on the Vegas Video Network's channel.
That kind of threw me off. That's why I'm like, I don't know. If I should feel bad, I feel bad. Put me on game. Y'all familiar with the Living in Las Vegas podcast? I'm really not, honestly. But I think that threw me off because they also got the Living in Las Vegas channel with the couple that we were just watching. So that's what threw me off too. I'm like, wait, they got a YouTube channel and a podcast? But, you know, when I was watching the video, I told y'all earlier I was watching this for myself. But it threw me off. I was like, I ain't heard of this Living in Las Vegas podcast, but I mean, that's what's up.
For about 2 years now, and there's no apparent return of its YouTube-facing form. The host, Scott Whitney, has moved on to a different, more business-focused podcast called the Sell Yourself Fearlessly one. It's still pretty good too, but not the party podcast that inspired my own. Regardless, the show was iconic enough to make number 6 in our rankings.
Hey, she funny, man.
The Vegas Paradise.
Hey, okay, all right. First things first, I'm gonna just say appreciate you, Ace, man. I'm mad that this freeze frame started with my face that I just made. But anyway, look, the fact that I'm on this list, like I told y'all at the beginning, I appreciate it for real. It's dope that I was able to inspire somebody because I'm not a video person. I don't like photos. Well, I didn't like photos and videos. I embrace it now. But doing this was a challenge for me. But you know, the fact that I've made it to where I'm at and somebody got me on a list is dope. But I like that you started off with, you know, one of my clean videos off the top.
Tim has both been an amazing presenter and friend for the years I've known him. I only first met him in person on my birthday of last year during the Great Vegas Shutdown of 2020.
Hey, yo, that was fun as hell. In case y'all didn't know, yeah, me and Ace met last year. It was the weekend that Vegas actually shut down. It was his 30th birthday, I believe. And we had went up the foundation room. Like, you know, we had talked offline. I had been on like his podcast, but like we actually met in person. And y'all say I'm the same in person as I am on camera. Ace is the same in person as he is on camera. I can tell you that right now. No difference at all.
But anytime I've looked for a hotel room video, he's had it. Caesars, MGM, independent properties, or Hilton, you name it, my man's got it. He has an informative, straightforward, no-nonsense approach to room tours that he's maintained to this day. And, well, he's all sorts of chill. His room tours are part of what...
Appreciate that. I wish everybody understood that about me. I just be chilling. I don't got no problems or issues with nobody. I just be chilling. Appreciate that.
Inspired me to start filming my free rooms with My Vegas, in addition to another channel on this list. and he's really got the best presenter's voice on the platform. I mean, come on, just listen to the guy.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Y'all are funny as shit, yo. For real. It's crazy how many people always talk about my voice. I swear I feel normal as hell. I feel like my voice sounds normal, but I take the compliment. I appreciate that for sure. This is fucking crazy. I remember this video right here. This was my best nightclubs in Vegas video. This was one of my videos that like really started blowing up on the channel for real. I had just got off work too. I look young as hell.
Looking back, I think the first video I remember seeing of TVP's was his best nightclubs in Vegas, but the real staying power has always been with his room tours, putting the Vegas Paradise at a well-earned halfway point on the list.
I appreciate that, Ace, for real, man. I appreciate you for sure. And anybody else who watching this reaction video, man, if I inspired you to do YouTube, like real talk, I appreciate that. That's why, like, even on this reaction channel, I try to look at videos with people who ain't got that many subs to the people with the highest of subs. Ain't no discrimination for good content in my eyes. You make good content, I want to see it. You make bad content and I don't agree with it, I'm gonna just let you know I don't agree with it. And don't take it personal. I wish people would stop taking stuff personal on the internet. But for me, I don't care who you is. Like, you know, if you make good content, whether you got 5, 10 subscribers or 50 to 100,000, like, I'm gonna try to show love because, you know, good vibes always go around in my eyes anyway.
Jules at Top Buffet. I remember surfing through some of my Vegas rewards some 5 years ago.
I don't know who this is either. I don't know who Jules at Top Buffet. After this video, I'm gonna go look at some of these channels because I really don't know who some of these channels are, and I don't want nobody to look at me. I don't want to feel bad. I mean, I don't care how people look at me. Let me make that perfectly clear. But I feel kind of bad if like a lot of people know who these channels is and I ain't never seen or heard of them. I'm gonna go look up these channels when I'm done. Some of these channels I do know, but some are like Jules. I don't know who this Top Buffet is. I gotta check them out.
And stumbling on a review of the MGM Grand Buffet, and that kind of sold me on it, though I was encouraged to go for the dinner one. Jules actually did YouTube as more of a secondary thing, using it as a visual medium to present her reviews on her website, top-buffet.com.
Sound like why I started mine. Reservations so people could come to YouTube, see the rooms, then go to my website and do reservations. That's the business side of YouTube. That's what's up.
In addition to pure buffet reviews and critiques, you'd find room tours, hotel tours, and events sprinkled in every once in a while. She'd even pop into my Vegas reward review or two from time to time. Sadly, Jules hasn't been to Vegas in quite some time, largely due to the pandemic, and hasn't updated the channel in over a year. But with the general lack of buffets in Vegas, this is probably a good time for a hiatus. Still, the videos are there, and the memories are too, placing Jules at Top-Buffet into our number 4 spot. Kenji Yagi, shining up the
Hey, yo, I remember this dude. Hey, listen, okay. So Jacob was the first Vegas channel I saw. Living in Las Vegas, that was the second Vegas channel that I saw. And then I remember this guy had a video on the $20 trick. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, this man is crazy as hell. You trying to sneak tip people money to get an upgrade? I thought it was a problem. That's why I didn't do it for years. I was like, y'all crazy as hell trying to do some like under the table stuff. I'm thinking, what if you get caught? Hotel security might kick you out for it. Like, I just thought it was all kinds of illegal and couldn't be done. I ain't gonna, I'm naturally paranoid, but I remember this dude. I remember that was the first video. And then after that, I saw a couple of videos. I think he did a video on Cosmo too, but he been gone for a minute. Like, I don't even know if he still filmed no more, but I never forget that. He the first person I saw talk about the $20 trick, yo. And I was like, this man crazy.
Medal is Kenji Yagi. Kenji popped up on my radar because of one video he made way back in March of 2017. He used an old classic Vegas technique called the $20 trick. You may or may not have fallen for a few of my clickbaity thumbnails on the subject in the past, but he really popularized them.
He did.
It was always a blast watching the videos, not just for the actual room tour, but for the story associated with it. The way he describes the interactions with staff at check-in was always engaging and often hilarious. I think my favorite was the Cosmo story, where he makes a Home Alone joke and has cutouts of Tim Curry representing the check-in manager. Seriously, go watch it yourself. The whole concept of Kenji's channel is focused on having a good time and saving money. And, well, the only person that likes saving money more than me in general is Pennies for Vegas, so you can see how this concept influenced my liberal use of the My Vegas app for extra comps. Sadly, Kenji hasn't updated his channel in a couple years either, so this is just another pick for the memory books. Hopefully he'll see this one, and maybe get back to the content someday.
Yeah, come back out of retirement, you know. I feel like we consider like Vegas OGs. We've been doing Vegas videos like as long as we have been. Come back out of retirement, do a couple Vegas videos, you know. Show them how you used to do your thing back in the day. But yeah, his videos was mad cool.
Danny702 has some of
Shout out Danny. Hey, shout out to Danny. Yo, she made good videos.
the most fun and informative hotel.
Oh, I remember. I want to say I discovered her channel like 2018. Honestly, it might have been right around the time I found Ace channel, but she been doing Vegas for a while, and she cool. I like her personality.
Tours in all of Vegas. My journey with Danny started back in 2017 when she visited the oldest original hotel on the Las Vegas Strip, the Flamingo, and from there to the Lucky Dragon's grand closing, Monte Carlo's remodel, and everything in between, Danny's been there. She's got a good sense of humor and seems to like to inject her videos with goofy pop culture references too, which is something I seem to have picked up myself. The addition of some history and stats really made her tours come to life, and they encouraged me to flex my Vegas trivia myself.
Yeah, she was on point with posting like the history of stuff in Vegas, implementing them in her videos. I liked her. She was cool. I liked her channel.
While Danny's still on YouTube, she doesn't do Vegas content anymore and has shifted to the other half of the tourism spectrum in sunny California, featuring mostly Disney and Universal Studios in her content. But like the 702 moniker, Danny still sticks in the minds of Vegas vlog fans to this day and influenced me enough to make her second place.
Listen, and I'm going to just say this now. If y'all watched the video, y'all already knew who number one. But if you didn't watch the video, I'm going to tell y'all now. I already knew who his number one was because it had to be who my number one was. The number one OG when it comes to this Vegas video, vlogging, whatever you want to call the Vegas community. Y'all are, if you don't know, drop your comments below if you watching the video, haven't watched it and want to know. But I already knew who number one is. It's just, I feel like this is just a universal respect right here for who the number one Vegas OG influential vlogger.
Jacob's Life in Vegas. I'll be astonished if you didn't guess this one. Jacob Orth from Jacob's Life in Vegas is the number one influence on Ace of Vegas on this list. Yeah. And with over 1,200 videos and a solid 8 years on the platform, are you the least bit surprised?
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Like, I don't understand why Jacob is not over 100,000 subscribers. Jacob a cool ass dude. He got good sense of humor. He put out fire content. He been doing this for years. Like, I want to say Jacob maybe got a year on me because I think he celebrated his 6-year anniversary not too long before I did my 5th-year anniversary. But he was the first channel I saw after, like, because I told y'all when I'm not watching Vegas content, I'm watching like music reactions, video reactions. Hence what inspired me to do this channel. Hence this video y'all watching right now. But he was the first Vegas channel that popped up, and it was something about like, I want to say it was about like traveling to Vegas, and I was like, who is this? And then I watched his video and I'm like, oh man, that's cool. Like, he basically kind of was like the like update. I don't really want to call him like a news outlet, but he was like a news outlet, just giving you updates and stuff of what was going on in Vegas, you know, as someone who lived out there. Like this vibe, man. I have not met Jacob yet. Like, that's somebody I definitely want to meet. And hopefully I can cross paths with him at some point. But he definitely should be over 100,000. We need to get him to 100,000 like ASAP for real. Jacob is solid.
Oddly, I didn't find Jacob through the main channel at first. I actually found him through the now defunct Jacob's Adult Playground, where he took on the slightly racier side of Vegas. He also covered general Vegas tourism news and put his channel together just on the concept of moving to Las Vegas. Having such a broad range with a relatively small niche and just being overall fun made the channel easy to grow, and he's now a mainstay to this day. I've had a chance to hang out with him and even collaborate on some videos from time to time, and it's been a great experience. Needless to say, Jacob's Life in Vegas really paved the way for me and encouraged me to develop my channel and niche beyond my Vegas slots. And that's why my friend and yours has made it to the top of this list. Okay, spinners and
all right, y'all. It's the end of this reaction. This video probably been a little longer than expected, but like, nah, for real. Shout out to Ace, man. Y'all know me and Ace cool, man. Me and Ace been cool for a couple years now. Solid dude, you know. Congratulations on hitting that 10,000 subscriber milestone, man. It's, you know how it is. It's a struggle out here. It's not easy at all, you know, especially for this long grind. But I appreciate being on this list of influential Vegas vloggers. It's dope that I was able to have some type of influence on you doing this. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And shout out to everybody else on this list. I think it's just dope in general that all of us is doing something that we enjoy doing, and we able to help people and have inspired people like Ace and all these other Vegas vloggers, to keep to make content, break open the shell and try something new. Because this is not easy. Making these videos is not easy at all. It's a lot that come with it. But appreciate you again. Appreciate all y'all for the love and support who be supporting me, man. And like I say, like real talk, we need to get Jacob to 100,000 subscribers. I was looking at his channel the other day, and I think it's insane that he's not at 100K. I don't even know what to say about it. It's not fair to him at all. That man he's a legend in my eyes when it comes to this Vegas vloggers. But yeah, shout out to Ace again. Appreciate y'all who had hit me up about this video, because I really didn't see nothing about it. I told y'all I was in the middle of playing 2K. I was dropping somebody off before we got dropped off the last game. But y'all can send me some more videos. Instagram, the best way to contact me. Send me some more videos to watch on Instagram. I'm back in action now. I'm gonna try to get a couple more videos for y'all this week on this channel. You can hit me on Twitter too, like I told y'all. Instagram, Twitter. I'm trying to get Twitter popping. Get back on Twitter, or get used to Twitter anyway, because I don't really use Twitter like that. But send me some more videos. Comment below. Let me know what y'all thought about this list. Let me know who y'all think is y'all most influential Vegas vloggers, and I'll holla at y'all in the next video.